Did you know that liquid colored pencils exist, like in this tiny glass bottle? This was sold and created by an online Etsy store called PearlBurnish, but unfortunately, it seems like they're no longer in business, so you won't be able to get your hands on one. But I got this little baby through an art subscription box called Scrawlrbox a while ago. It might actually be available on their site. I'll talk a little bit about alternatives at the end of the video, but if you want to explore new and unique art supplies to boost your creativity, I highly recommend subscribing to them. Anyways, you might be thinking, what's the purpose of using liquid colored pencil? In this quick video, I'm going to test it out for the first time and demonstrate the best way to use it on a colored pencil portrait. Now I'm going to be using this small pad of black paper for quick testing, which came with a Scrawlrbox package. I'm going to try testing the Prismacolor white color pencil first. Okay, so it looks really chalky on the paper here. You can see that there's a lot of spots that's still not covered by the colored pencil. So now when we test with the PearlBurnish liquid white colored pencil, we should not be seeing this spottedness. Okay, I'm going to put the liquid pencil on this little cap here. And now with a slightly wet brush, I'm just going to paint it on. And this is looking a lot better than the colored pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these colors on the paper first and then just layer the white pencils on top of it. Okay, I didn't exactly plan the layout here, but I think this is good enough to see how this will turn out. So, okay, I'm going to go in with white colored pencil and just go over blue here. Okay, I mean, it's working, you know, working as expected. Now I'm going to just go over the red. And I'm pressing quite hard on the paper. Okay, yeah, this looks fine. Now let's go in with the liquid pencil. Wow, that's very opaque right here. Yeah, this is a huge difference compared to the Prismacolor. Also, this brush isn't good. As you can see, it's that little bristle sticking out. Trying to avoid using that. Yeah, wow, this really does work. And if you look closely, you can see that there's no color that the bristles picked up. Okay, looking at our test results, we can see some major differences here. So where I use the Prismacolor colored pencil, you can tell that there's areas of the paper that's still showing, like specks here and there. So this literally just looks like paint, but you can still tell that it is transparent, as we can see that there's some of the black paper that's peeking through a little. So you might want to add another layer to make it more white. I think they're still both good, obviously, for different reasons, because when I look at the next test set where I added the pencils on top of other colored pencils, we can tell that this isn't as bright as the liquid pencils on this side here. I guess actually as it dried, it does appear a little bit less opaque, but there's still a difference, meaning I can still tell that this is more white than the squares over here. Depending on how you want to color your colored pencil drawing, you may want to keep it more of a way that it's more of like a blended look. So you probably would want to use a colored pencil for that. Or if you want to have some really strong highlights, then you'd go for the liquid colored pencil. Okay, so with all that said, we're gonna get straight into an actual colored pencil drawing, and I'm gonna test the liquid colored pencil on top of that. Here I have my sketch all ready to go, and I'm using a tan tone paper from Strathmore. I'm not going to talk through this coloring process, so I'll just cue the montage. Now that the coloring is done, it's time to add those liquid highlights. Starting with the earring first, it immediately comes on so bright and opaque, which is to be expected. And then next, I'm going to highlight the button and the model's eyes. Now let's see how it looks on the hair. The highlights on the hair is looking too strong, so I'm going to use the wet brush to smooth it out. I like how I can still modify it while it's drying on the paper. And this is how it looks with the liquid pencil. This pretty much did the job with the final touch-ups. It seems to work best when using it for tiny details, but not for covering large areas. I would somewhat recommend this product just because there are still other great alternatives like using white gel pens and gouache or acrylic paint perhaps. So I'm going to end it right here. Hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'd like to know if you have any thoughts on this rare product.